Okay, so if you've never filed your tax return and yo, there was this guy who was watching me. Okay. What's up, guys? My name is Kumalo, and it's been a long time and I really miss you guys, but today's video is all about how to submit your tax return. So I recently did mine and I was like, hey, let me just help other people. And this is really important because SARS has also limited the number of people that are allowed into their into SARS offices because of COVID. So a lot of people have been pushed towards the online thing. Alright, so this video will have timestamps, so please do feel free to jump to certain parts that apply to you, but I really would encourage you, especially if you're a first-time taxpayer, to watch the whole video. Okay. So guys, remember, we have to pay taxes, and even if you're not sure if you should be paying tax, rather inquire and ask than just let it slide, because you don't want to find yourself in a position where 5 years down the line, SARS is like, and then now they want like 1 million rand because it's the amount you didn't pay, plus penalties, plus interest and all of that. So rather pay, and then they pay you back, than not pay at all. Right. So you need to submit your tax return if you have been employed during this year, and by this year I mean from 1 March 2019 to 28 February 2020. Okay, SARS doesn't really work with our December to January calendar. They use their own. So make sure that if you've been employed, even if it's part-time, just submit your return. Guys, naturally when you do your tax return, some people like to go physically into SARS. Like my mom, she likes going to SARS so that she can like see everything, So if you are one of those people, you might have received an SMS telling you that you have been automatically assessed, auto-assessed. If you receive this SMS and you are happy with your return, then you are fine. You do not need to be doing anything else. Like, you have submitted your tax return, they have automatically calculated it because they know you. This is for people who have been working for quite some time, so they know you, they know how much you're earning, right? If you did not receive this auto-assessment SMS from SARS, then it's either one of two things. One, you probably already have an eFILING account, so you're probably someone like my dad who likes doing things using technology because, you're so tech savvy. So you've probably done your SARS return online in prior years, so SARS expects you to continue doing it online. Or you fall into my category where you're a new employee, so SARS isn't really sure whether you should be submitting tax or not. So if you fall under that category, this video will help you tremendously. Watch it from A to Z. But if you fall into the other categories, sure, you can skip certain things because you've done this before, so it's not rocket science. Okay, let's go. So here are some of the SARS tax return deadlines. If you are going to file using the online method, which is what I use in this video, you fall into the first category. So your deadline is where the purple man is standing, or rather purple suit. If you want to physically go into SARS, you need to make an appointment, so you'll fall into the second category. And then people who fall into the third category are people who are provisional taxpayers, and those are people who earn income that is not a salary. So maybe you have an apartment that you rent out, so you earn rental income, or maybe you get paid by commission, or anything else that is not a salary. That's who falls into the third bracket. So some of the documents that you'll need for your tax return are a copy of your ID, bank statement not older than 3 months, proof of residence, certificates of any investments held, and your IRP5 document. So guys, with your proof of residence, this can be anything that has your address on it and your name on it. So don't use your bank statement because they already asked you for your bank statement, so it has to be a different document. So you can use your lease, you can use your cell phone contract, you can use your Netflix contract if you want, like if you're really desperate and you can't find anything. You can use anything like an invoice that you have received in your name that shows where you live, okay? So don't use the bank statement because they've already asked for the bank statement. And then with the tax-free investments and all of that you can find with your bank. So if you are someone who has invested, you will find that with your bank, and you can also get statements on East Equities. I will show you all of this. Guys, for your IRP5 document, IRP5. This is a document you get from your employer, so from your work. They should have sent you something probably around August, September. Yeah, August, September. So if you have not received it, please do ask them. Guys, IRP5 document, because you need it. Basically, your whole tax return is based off of that document. So make sure that you have received it. It doesn't always follow a standard like template. Like I was looking at my IRP5 document, and I looked at my mom's and my dad's. They were all completely different. So there's no way that I can show you that this is what it looks like. But sometimes they do look like this. But other times it's just a document with like your annual salary and all of that. So yeah. You actually first need to register, so you can either do it on the internet or you can actually download the Mobi app. So I didn't know about the Mobi app until like I finished my return. So yeah, so if you want to use the app, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, but I'll just walk you through the internet process. Okay, so if you know you have to enter in your ID, your date of birth, and all of those things. It's nothing really crazy. The only catch comes when they ask you questions. So they'll first say capture your PIT number or something. That is on your IRP5 document. Then number 2 will ask you if you received a travel allowance from your employer during the year. Just a quick one, if you do not know what this travel allowance is, chances are you didn't receive it. It's basically your employer giving you money to travel, or they give you a car or something like that. But if you're not familiar with that, then you probably didn't receive it. This does not count if you have been reimbursed. So like if you're like an auditor, you guys get paid for the kilometers you travel, but it's a reimbursement. So you don't get a travel allowance, they just pay you back. But also, even with that, you'll know, like if you're someone who has claimed money back, you know whether you choose the tax or the non-taxable amount. All right, so yeah, if you're confused, don't stress, just click no. Okay, so now assuming that you've successfully registered, you need to go back and log into the SARS eFILING profile. You use the username and the password that you selected when you were creating this profile, and once you are in, we can start doing the fun work. Okay, you'll scroll and you'll see that it's awaiting supporting documentation. So you'll go and you'll see that these documents that they're waiting for are like your ID, all those things that I listed before. And this is just that SARS can verify that you are an actual person and you are actually employed. So I usually keep these handy, like I have a folder that just says SARS, just so that I can find all of these documents super quickly. And remember, your IRP certificate is something that you receive from your employer. So if you haven't received it, please really do inquire, because they really need to send that to you ASAP. And then with the tax-free investments, I'm going to show you on East Equities. So just log on to your East Equities. And then you go to the menu on the top left corner. You go to statements. And then you will scroll all the way down to statements. And then you'll look for statements that fall under the year that's under like the tax review. So 2020-02. I don't have any because I only started like buying shares after like February 2020. So if you have any statements for February 2020, you need to include them. I'll just show you what these statements kind of look like. I guess you can also look at them for like your own personal investments. Alright, cool. So once you've uploaded all of these, you need to submit so that they can look at them. You'll get this confirm submission, and it's just to make sure that you're submitting accurate things. You can read it the first time, but I mean, just press OK. Okay, and now you have uploaded, you have submitted your documents. A few days later, they'll send you an SMS telling you that it's successful and you need to log in again. So once you log in, you need to press complete registration. Then you have to choose the method of communication you prefer. I chose SMS because I hardly check my emails, whereas SMSs come in as and when. So yeah, okay. So then you have to authenticate with the one-time PIN, blah, blah, blah. Let's get going. Okay, now you've successfully registered. Now we can do the fun stuff. So you need to log in again. And then you have to read these terms and conditions. But if you're like me, you're just going to scroll all the way to the bottom and press accept. Obviously, if you don't accept, you can't file your tax return. And then you need to activate your return types. You need to link your individual income tax. So you need to press that link button, and then you can actually start doing your return. Let's go. Okay, so once you get to this screen, this is where you actually come and do your tax return. So you'll get a lot of notices and a little guide showing you how to like navigate. You can definitely watch that if you want to, or if you feel like you know what you're doing based on this video, go for it. It's always there, it's always available, so you can always go and watch all these steps. Okay, so you will see my tax return, and then the status is issued. So your goal is to make sure that that item turns to submitted. So issued to submitted. Okay, cool. You read all of that. And then you have to answer all of these questions. It's like a mini questionnaire. And basically you select yes or no. Is this declaration made by a tax practitioner? You select no, because you haven't gotten someone to do it for you. So there's a lot of questions. Most of them are already answered for you. But if they're red, that means you need to actually say yes or no. So as you're completing this, you want all of these tabs to turn blue. So if it's red, it means you still have work to do. But once it's blue, you are good. Then you need to save. Don't forget to save. But remember, saving does not mean you've submitted. It just means you can come back later. So before you submit, you need to save. And the reason we save is because we want to calculate. We want to see what we can expect from SARS. So then you go to calculate. Once you've actually answered everything, you go to calculate, and then it'll give you a provisional amount. So this is like an estimate of what you will either get as a refund or what you will have to pay to SARS. After pressing calculate, you go back to the menu, and then you go to this place where you say view calculation. You just scroll to the end. Once you see your calculation and you're happy with it, then you go and submit. Your results will be shown at the very end. If it's a negative balance, it means SARS owes you. You will get a refund. You are getting money. If it's a positive balance, it means you owe SARS. You need to pay that amount to SARS. Okay, and once you're happy, you can submit your return to SARS. So submitting is when you actually say, hey guys, this is what I've paid. This is what's happened this whole year. Then you'll get this message, your assessment has been issued. Click open to view your assessment. Now your assessment is the final document. It's not like that provisional one we just saw. It is the final thing. This will tell us how much we owe or how much is owed to us. So luckily for me, I got a refund. And if this is your first time doing your tax return, you will probably get a refund because you did not work for a full 12 months. Like if you only started working Jan 01, 2020. So you should not have been paying tax. So at the end of all of this, your status should be filed through e-filing. If it does not say this, you have not submitted. So please make sure it says filed through e-filing. Okay, so how long does this whole process take? In my experience, it was about 7 days, but that's also because I kept recording, so I'd stop and go each time. But when I got my refund, it was like 2 days after I'd submitted, so it was really quick. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped. Don't forget to share with other people that might need it. And please do like the video so that it keeps getting suggested for other people. And don't forget to watch all the ads, please. Okay, and if you need additional resources, you can either check out the SARS YouTube channel or you can check out TaxTim. The SARS YouTube channel, just go on YouTube and search SARS and you'll find all these mini videos of what I've basically done. And then with TaxTim, that's like a company that actually does the return for you, but you have to pay. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share with your friends, family, or your colleagues. And thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to check out my other videos. I'll check you guys later.